Sawasdee krap and welcome to Thailand News Today. This week coming to you from our Bangkok offices. Well, it's been a very dramatic weekend indeed. Most of the news coming out of Samut Sakhon, just southwest of Bangkok. It's certainly an evolving story and forms most of our broadcast today. We'll of course do our best to keep you up to date with all the latest information at our website, thetiger.com. But let's get stuck into today's main news stories. More than 800 COVID-19 cases are now linked to the Samut Sakhon province seafood market outbreak. Up to the weekend, the largest number of cases reported in one day in Thailand was 188 on March the 22nd. That all changed yesterday when the CCSA announced some 689 cases associated with an outbreak involving migrant workers at one of the country's busiest seafood industry hubs. At the time of recording, the number had increased to 821 cases. Samut Sakhon is just southwest of Greater Bangkok, fronting the Gulf of Thailand. Some 10,000 plus people are now being tested in a massive track and trace offensive. On Saturday, half the people tested were found to be positive for COVID-19. The majority have so far proven to be asymptomatic. Other cases were reported in Suphan Buri, Nakhon Pathom, Ratchaburi, Bangkok and Samut Prakan. As of this morning, 723 COVID-19 cases were linked directly to the Mahachai market in Samut Sakhon, neighbouring Nakhon Pathom and Samut Sakhon. The Department of Disease Control says most of the cases involve Burmese migrant workers who worked in and around the Samut Sakhon coastal village markets. Worker camps in the province have been locked down, some surrounded with barbed wire. The province is now under a nightly curfew that will last until at least January the 3rd, and traffic in and out of the province has been restricted to urgent matters only. Meanwhile, the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority has closed down a number of Bangkok government schools as a precaution and suggested that workers work from home for the next 14 days. They've also cancelled this year's New Year celebrations, saying they'll only be granted New Year events on a case-by-case basis and only if they have the correct safety protocols in place. At this morning's CCSA update, when asked if the lockdowns could spread to neighbouring provinces, including Bangkok, the spokesperson simply answered, "It hasn't happened yet." The Tiger will keep you up to date with any important changes in this story at thetiger.com. This year, Thailand's developers have had to work around the effects of government lockdowns and restrictions because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Indeed, significant changes have occurred to the commercial property market in Thailand. In commercial office space, the vacancy rate has increased from 6.9% at the end of last year to 8.9% as of Q3. In retail, the Consumer Confidence Index also fell to its lowest point in 20 years in April, but has improved a bit in recent months. Household debt is up to 83.8% for the country's total GDP, increasing from 78.9% last year. In the hotel industry, the average occupancy rate dropped to as low as 6.7% in April after the country went into lockdown, but managed to recover slightly to 13.7% in Q3, solely on the back of staycation travel. A new strain of the COVID-19 coronavirus has quickly spread through southern England and prompted a number of countries to ban travel from the United Kingdom. Other nations are mulling similar restrictions, including Thailand. The new coronavirus variant is said to spread up to 70% more quickly than before. British PM Boris Johnson placed London and southeastern England on a Tier 4 lockdown. Yesterday, the UK reported a record high of daily COVID-19 cases with over 35,000 new cases. At this stage, Thailand has not announced travel restrictions from the UK, but all international arrivals must still go through a mandatory 14-day quarantine before travelling in Thailand. Well, here's some of the countries that have so far set some sort of travel restrictions on UK travellers: Canada, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Ireland, Belgium, Italy, Austria, Turkey, Bulgaria and Switzerland. Well, as we said, we'll keep you up to date with all those stories at thetiger.com. Only 4 more sleeps until Christmas. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.